Coming up next on AVID Achievers, we'll be on location at Old Mill Middle School South. Hello, I'm Jennifer, the host of AVID Achievers, and today we're on location at Old Mill Middle School South talking to faculty, students, and guest speakers about their AVID program and their annual Career Day event.
Hi, my name is Mr. Riley, and I have been the AVID Assistant Principal for 4 years. Some of the benefits I've noticed for students in the AVID program are the emphasis and exposure to organizational skills, doing the binder checks, doing all of those things, going back and asking questions about what they're learning. Those tutorials are a big thing. It's something that I've noticed when I'm in classes. They're working with each other through those collaborative skills, building those collaborative skills to ask questions and bring questions from their other subjects that they're having trouble with. AVID has a great way of breaking down whatever the problem is and asking questions about it and interacting with it to be able to answer that, and working and using those collaborative skills to find that answer with their table partners, whoever they're working with in their groups, and they do a great job with those collaborative skills. AVID strategies are beneficial to everyone. Some of the ones we use during professional development that I can think of with our teachers are collaborative groups. Anytime that our big emphasis on professional development this year is equitable teaching practices and culturally responsive teaching. And AVID is right at the core of that through collaboration, through finding culturally responsive and culturally relevant subjects and materials that students want to learn that relates to their lives. We do a lot with, in our professional development, our sessions and our presentations with guided notes. It's very, very structured, as the same that I see in any AVID class and with our AVID students. There's an interaction with the reading. We're not just doing we're not passively reading material. We are asking questions of the reading material. We are marking the text. We are discussing with our collaborative groups what we think about the reading, and most importantly, we're putting that into practice. When we are developing lessons according to our subjects, we collaboratively plan, and we use a lot of AVID strategies through writing, using those Wicker strategies, the writing, the inquiry, the collaboration, to be able to create lessons that are culturally responsive and culturally relevant, and also very engaging, and allowing the students to think at a higher level and not just asking basic knowledge questions, but also having them use synthesis and using those Costas levels of knowledge in their learning. In my everyday life, I use AVID strategies. I didn't always think of it like this, but using the binder checks, I've try to become more organized for the most part. And when I find that when I actually use those AVID strategies like that, it is extremely helpful, whether it's in my own office or outside of school, trying to be more organized. When I am reading, I have learned through AVID strategies of Wicker, where I am interacting with the reading, even if it's just not having anything to do with work. It could be just something that I'm reading, for something that I want to read outside of school. I find myself using a lot of those, interacting with the reading, asking questions, kind of not really marking the text, kind of even if it's just to myself, and learning more. And I find that I get more out of the reading because I'm not just reading line by line, but I'm interacting with it and thinking about it. And I would say that AVID is something that I wish I would have had in my middle school experience. It's not something I really knew what it was until I got to college. I started hearing more about AVID, and I think it would have been, especially for someone like me, I was the first in my family to go and graduate from college. The AVID would have been a great exposure for me to make me more aware of the college process, which is another great thing our students are exposed to is colleges and what goes into being successful in high school and college. Those skills that they're going to need, and also beyond that in their careers, whatever it is they decide to do.
Hi, I'm Jessica Warrington. I'm the AVID Site Coordinator at Old Mill Middle School South. I've been the AVID Site Coordinator here for 3 years. Before coming here as the AVID Site Coordinator, I taught AVID for 2 years at a different middle school in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. Some of the things I enjoy about the AVID program and about being the AVID coordinator here are exposing our students to a lot of new opportunities, whether they are in the AVID program or not in the AVID program. and watching my students in the AVID program grow from year to year. I usually have them for all 3 years, so watching them grow throughout that time is very, very special to me. I also really enjoy watching my AVID students take on leadership opportunities. One of the biggest initiatives I have brought to the AVID program here is Career Day. This is our 3rd year doing this event. It is a school-wide event beneficial for all students because it provides exposure to all different jobs, different careers, different people. They get to experience new opportunities, learn about different things, and it provides leadership opportunities for the students in the AVID program to act as AVID ambassadors. They escort our students or our guest speakers around the building.
My name is Megan Rogers, and I work at Fox 45, call signs WBFF. What I like about my role is that I get to meet new people every single day, and I'm challenged every single day with all of the conversations that I get to have and all of the new people that are from Baltimore and from around the world. I've always really wanted to go into some sort of communications just because I'm always willing to talk to everybody, and I'm very much an extrovert. But I started off with an internship at the station and just grew from there. I never really knew that I was going to be in this role particularly. Thought I was going to be more of a producer, but I do like the role that I am in. And I really want to grow and continue to stay in the communications industry. I agreed to participate in Career Day at Old Mill Middle South because I know that the news industry can be challenging because there's so many different ways that you can go into the news industry. So I wanted to encourage people to get involved in communications and really understand that it's not as scary as people think, and it's really fun, and it can be fun, and I have a great time every day. I love communications. It's definitely my hobbies. Education-wise, for example, I worked at the Baltimore County Executive Office, and he's an important figure in my county, and I have a good working relationship with him. I like Baltimore, and like I said, I like to do things in Baltimore, so I like to work with the people of Baltimore, and I don't know what I want to do yet. Probably Baltimore, maybe Philadelphia, but I'm still figuring it out myself, and I probably will be figuring it out for the rest of my life. I never really know what my end goal is. Definitely, as of right now, I need to get my bachelor's degree, and I know that because I know in my field that I want to go into, I can't do any other jobs without a bachelor's degree.
4 places all being on the screen. What is this thing called? What is this thing called? I know what it is. I know what it's called.
I think it's a
switchboard. It's an audio.
yes.
Oh!
I'm still on the podium.
He just committed die on my phone.
I think it's a mic.
Mic pack.
No, that's a mic.
It should be like a mini camera.
It's not a mini camera. It's a mic.
Someone pick. It's gonna be
Oh.
That was
Well,
wise.
it was a mic pack. I skipped it. Sorry.
What is this thing? I think that's alright.
It gotta be a rundown.
That's the IFB. What are you talking about?
IFB.
That's an IFB. Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Y'all
IFB.
got it wrong. Oh, no, y'all got it right.
I hesitated. I got it wrong.
Last one.
For real, last one.
Last one.
A switchboard. A switchboard.
That's a rundown. Didn't we already pick switcher / switchboard? Oh, right. I was going to right, which comes wrong again.
6,000 points.
Stop. I'm not that. I'm sorry.
Who got that fancy?
Hey.
All right.
Hi, my name is Amy Avergas, and I work as a manager of oncology clinical trials. What I like about my role is that I'm able to help patients who are in a tough time of their life. I can help make their journey through dealing with cancer a lot easier for them, and I can be there for them. I also like that I get to be a part of changing healthcare. The work that I do and the patients are involved in helps to get drugs FDA approved. I didn't always want to do this job. I didn't even know this job existed, actually. But I was working in a melanoma research lab on a bench, and one person that worked in a clinic near me that I had met along the way asked if I would like to come out into the clinic and start to work with patients. And so I took that opportunity, and I really enjoy my job. I agreed to participate in Career Day at Old Mill Middle South because I think it's important for students to hear about different jobs that they didn't maybe even know existed. When you're a student, you know that there are teachers, lawyers, doctors, those sort of things, but there are so many other jobs out there. And I just wanted them to have the opportunity to find out about something they maybe didn't know about.
My name is Adam Warrington, and I work with a company called the Pete Store. What I like most about my role is there's never a dull moment. I work in the trucking industry that's ever evolving. From an engineering standpoint, it's very fascinating what we do on a day-to-day basis, and to be feeling like that we're a part of the community. You know, without our trucks on the road, goods and services aren't getting delivered to people, especially within Baltimore City, in a timely fashion. I always wanted to be in some form of transportation. I grew up in a family. My father was a diesel technician, worked on equipment all of my life, especially in my youth, getting to see him work on different pieces of equipment. He also works in an industry as well, so it's, I guess you would say it's kind of a family affair. Didn't know necessarily that I was going to be a part of a company, especially as great one as the Pete Store, but I'm glad I am. And I agreed to participate in Career Day at Old Mill Middle South, mostly because my wife, Jessica Warrington, is a teacher here. She's actually the AVID department chair. Did this last year. I found it extremely rewarding. Had a lot of fun with it, getting to meet kids, answering questions. A lot of them have no idea what a Peterbilt was or what those trucks do going up and down the road. And I was certainly very happy when she asked for me to do it again this year. I was chomping at the bit, and I definitely will be here next year.
I know I'm an AVID elective teacher here at Old Mill South. I've been teaching AVID as an elective for 1 year. However, when I started teaching, I was actually the long-term AVID sub at South back in 2021. When I'm not teaching AVID, I also teach 6th grade science as well as 6th grade Mission to the Stars, which is another science elective. I do love AVID though. It's where I ultimately want to end up. I think it's an incredible program for all students. I think it's very important that all students throughout the entire school building are given AVID strategies, as I think they're very applicable to the real world. I think that there's never enough teaching for organizational skills, for time management, learning leadership skills. So I love the AVID program just because I think that everything that we teach is something that every student needs to be taught because they're skills that they're going to carry with them throughout their college and career future. So Career Day was huge this year. We had over 55 speakers, which was, I believe, 20 more than we did last year. We were actually able to cover every single class in the entire school, which was quite a feat, but it was really amazing to see. This year I was coordinating schedules, so I reached out to all of our speakers, I confirmed with them, I was their liaison for any questions that they might have, and then I had the fun job of putting every speaker with every class in the building and making sure that every teacher was covered throughout the whole day and that every student in the building got to meet with 6 different careers. So it was a lot, but it was really exciting, and I've only heard good things from both students and from the speakers. So we were very lucky in that we had some very, very wide variety of careers, from restaurant owners to doctors to Navy fighter pilots. So the students got to get a little bit of everything, and they got to kind of sample different career paths. I think that it's very important to introduce students to career readiness at an early age because college is not for everyone, and it's very important that students know that there are other options outside of like going straight to college after high school. They can go to trade school, they can go to community college, like there are other outlets, but it's also important for them to understand that if they want a certain career, there might be a college commitment that comes with it. So being able to talk to these people who have the career that they desire, they can better understand like what they need to do to get there, what kind of schooling they're going to go through, so that they're prepared at an early age. I also think it's important because, when I grew up, I wanted to be one thing, and then I'm a teacher, which is not what I expected to be. So I think it's important for students to be able to have that exposure to a wide variety of careers, because they might learn about something that they didn't know existed, and then they realize that that's their dream. So being able to help them kind of figure that out at the middle school level, I think gets them better prepared for what they want to do when they're older. If anyone is interested, you can absolutely reach out to me or Miss Warrington about next year's career day. Later in the year, probably in the fall, September, October, we'll release that Google form again. We also encourage all of our teachers to reach out to their friends and family. My dad was a speaker, Miss Warrington's husband was a speaker, so we also like to keep it in our community. But you don't have to have a student at the school to come speak to us. We actually encourage anyone who's in our immediate community to come talk to them. Again, that way we can connect our school to the people and businesses around us. So we look forward to having you next year.
Hi, my name is Leslie Andres. I'm in 6th grade, and this is my first year being an AVID. I wanted to join AVID because I wanted to learn about things I can do once I graduate high school. Students have to interview to be an AVID. I was nervous about it, but there weren't a lot of questions. They mainly want to know what kind of student you are, like your strengths and weaknesses, if we like to work in groups or by ourselves, if our parents went to college, and why we want to join. I'm glad I joined and want to continue with the classes until I graduate because it helps with college, careers, and scholarships.
My name is Micah Byer, and I've been an AVID for 2 years. AVID helps me with my organization and grades. One of the things I like about it is learning about careers. Right now, we are taking a career interest inventory, and I learned about several careers I might be interested in. I'm going to research some of them, and then everyone will share what they learned so the whole class can see what they might want to do when they get older. Today for Career Day, I saw an optometrist, cybersecurity person, and a warehouse manager. It is interesting to listen to them because I can learn about their jobs.
One of the platforms that all Anne Arundel County public school students have access to is called Naviance. Naviance is something that Micah was talking about when he was explaining that they're getting ready to do some career research. When students log into Naviance, if they go onto the career tab, they can find all the clusters and pathways. They can scroll through and see anything that might catch their eye, or if they have an idea of what they might want to do, they can go ahead and click on it. So let's look at business management and administration. Here you can read the different details about what this overview is for the job. And then if they want to explore something specific, let's say they are interested in business information management here, they can click on this. They can look at employment outlook to see if this is a growing industry or if it's going to be declining over the next several years, which is pretty important when you're thinking about your future. They can look at the typical credentials that people need to have. They can look at related occupations. They can also look at related majors. So if they're thinking about attending a college, they can figure out what they want to study. So they can look at what accounting would require, what business administration, management operations would require. They can also look at a plan of study. And this is an example of what they would recommend students in high school and college to take and focus so that they can get the best information and practice to see if they really like that career. Once they have a couple of different careers in mind, then they can also go to the college tab. When they click on the college tab, they have a lot of different choices, but they can look at colleges. So if they click on this, they can look at all different types of colleges, where they're located, They list military, private, public, small, large, in-state, out-of-state. Let's say that they were interested in the University of Baltimore. When they click on the link, they can get a general overview of it. For example, the average net price, the graduation rate for 4 years, the acceptance rate, and then they can look at different quick facts. So again, this is a really great site that students can look at to explore a variety of careers and then colleges that would help them get the major for that career. So if you have some time, maybe you and your student could explore some of this.
Hi, my name is Gavin Carpenter, and I've been an AVID for 3 years. One of the reasons I joined was because of the information I can learn about careers and colleges and how to get into them. We have been to a couple of colleges, and we have also explored different careers and have guest speakers come in to talk about their jobs. I don't know where I would be without AVID because it's helped me with my grades and in middle school and to think about the future. I am interested in becoming an architect. I would recommend anyone interested to take it because it's fun, and it also helps you keep your grades on track and lead you to your future job and whatever you want to do in college.
In AVID 8, we are researching colleges to create a trifold for a student-run college fair in the Media Center. Right now, we have flyers to hand out to people who come to the fair. I'm researching University of California, Los Angeles. I like the West Coast, and this college has archery, which is pretty cool. And the acceptance rate is only 9%, which is very selective.
I'm researching Baylor University in Waco, Texas. What I like about this college is that it is located in an urban area. I also like that it has a large campus. This college has a psychology major, which interests me. I found my information on College Board. I also like that it has an 82% graduation rate, which is very high.
Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of AVID Achievers. And until next time, don't forget to explore all opportunities because you never know where they may take you.